Yo, my peoples, back again with just a short weekly outlook. I wasn't able to do it yesterday because, yesterday. I wasn't able to do it yesterday on Sunday because when I looked at the news calendar, or the economical calendar, on Monday we had a bank holiday, or we had bank holidays, and there was really no red folder high impact news, so I just thought that Monday was going to be a very slow day. But going into today, there was a setup on the euro which was presented to us, which I posted up. So as you can see, this is the Euro USD daily time frame. We got a close. So Friday's close was pretty close to its low, which is sell side liquidity, and it was pretty close to this low as well. So, but I know our first target would be here, which was Friday's low. It could reach for here, but that's a bit optimistic for me. So yeah, going into the day, I did want to see price move back into. So yeah, we got to push lower upon New York open, and I wanted to see price move back into that candles range and then push off to the downside to reach for Asia's low, and then take out Friday's lows as well, and then possibly reach for the other lows that was drawn out, or that were drawn out, sorry. We did get a push back into the candles range, and then price moved off or rolled over to the downside. We took out Asia's low, but we couldn't reach for Friday's low, and then we got a reversal back into the range, or back into the New York session range, and then so I got my entry when price reached Asia's low. I was able to take out partial profits, and then move my stop loss a bit tighter, and then just got taken out at break even. So yeah, man, like I said, it was going to be a slow Monday. I feel like that happened because there wasn't any news releases, so there wasn't really any volatility in the market. So yeah, we just have to see what goes on for the rest of the week. So yeah, on Tuesday we got medium impact news, and then Wednesday is when obviously the party starts. Yeah, we've got CPI, which we do stay clear from. But yeah, we've got Trump speaking tomorrow as well. But yeah, CPI we don't trade at all, because that's when manual intervention normally comes into play, and then the market starts moving crazy. That price starts to reprice to levels at insane speeds, and you don't want to be in those kind of markets. And then yeah, we've got Thursday, got PPI, or the pound's GDP, and then we've got PPI and unemployment claims, and then on Friday we've got I don't know how to say the word, man, but you know what I'm trying to say, man. Consumer sentiment. So yeah, man, the markets will probably get a kickstart from Wednesday onwards. So we could get a manipulation on Monday, and then price starts displacing on Thursday through to Friday. So onto the charts now. I'm going to start off with the bonds. So the US 10-year. For the US 10-year, we have got a bearish close. So price is closed pretty close to the low. So I've got a daily fair value gap here. So price is closed right above a daily fair value gap. Let me just expand this quick. So what we could see, or what we could get, is price move into that daily fair value gap and sweep the candles low, and then we finally get a push higher to the upside, just to rebalance that fair value gap. So the fair value gap is from this candle's high to this candle's low. Then we've got this huge displacement candle to the upside, which forms that gap. So price could rebalance that gap and then move over to the upside. So yeah. We've got the gap here. Want price to move into there and move over to the upside. So for the bonds, I am bullish on the US 10-year. So if the US 10-year is bullish, then the DXY will be bullish as well. So the DXY, it's kind of the same thing. If this candle closes like this, then it's most likely we're going to see a sweep of that candle. So if the candle closes like this, like see how here, this candle's close to its low, the next candle then swept that low and then moved higher. So yeah, that's how the markets really move, man. So here, this candle closed close to its low, got a sweep of that low, and price pushed higher. So if the US 10-year is saying bullish, it's most likely that price is going to sweep this candle's low and then move higher to the upside. So if we go down to the lower time frames, we've got a breaker block. So a breaker block is just a previous bearish order block. So if you look at my previous videos, you'd know what an order block is. No, I don't think I've taught order blocks yet. I've only taught fair value gaps. But yeah, we'll get to what an order block is. An order block is basically the last up candle before the down move. But these are consecutive candles. So if they're consecutive, then you could class that as one full order block before the down move. And then when price moves back above that order block, it's then classed as a breaker block. So that's why price has come back down and it's respecting it. So what you'd expect is price to move off that level. So what I do expect from here is, if price closes, like I said, if price closes like this, so if we wait until midnight, if price closes around here, we could get a sweep down into this breaker block. So I probably want to see something like this, and then we get a move, we sweep Monday's low, and then we just get a move higher to the upside through Wednesday. Or what price could do, because CPI is on Wednesday, we could consolidate for the whole of tomorrow. So price could literally just hover around for tomorrow, up, down, just whipsaw around and accumulate orders. Then when CPI finally releases, we could get a sweep of Tuesday's low. So we could sweep all of that accumulation, move to the downside, and then get our move through Thursday and then through Friday, and then reach our target areas. And those target areas were this candle's high, and then this candle's high as well. So US 10-year is bullish. The DXY is bullish as well for me, because as you can see, even on the weekly time frame, I do not know why that is like that. So the arrow is supposed to go up. So on the weekly time frame, the previous candle, so last week's candle, we've got a bullish close. So price is closed closer to the high than the low. There's no point in the market moving down to try and reach for sell side liquidity. It's too far away from it. So price closed closer to the high. So we would expect price to move higher and run this candle's high. So it's the same as here. The candle closed close to the high, price ran it. It didn't run for this low. Price closed close to this high, it ran it again. Price closed close to this high, and then it ran that high. Then it closed lower. price closed close to this low, it closed closer to this low, then closing closer to this high. So it ran the low, then it continued to run all the lows. So yeah, right now we're just hovering around. So yeah, with price closing closer to this high, I expect the high to get run for the DXY. So US 10 years bullish, DXY is bullish. So if the DXY is bullish, all foreign currency pairs would be bearish. So I'm looking to trade the euro this week, because if you look on the euro pound, exactly what I said with the dollar, last week's candle on euro GBP, it closed close to this low, so I expect this low to get run for now. That's what I have on the cards, so let me get rid of this. So I expect this low to get run. And if you look on the daily time frame, Monday's candle, it closed close to the high, so price is just probably sweeping that high to then move lower to the downside. But yeah, man, price is just consolidating right now. Everything's just up and down. So price closed close to the high, it ran the high, and then it closed close to that high, but it never ran that high. And then this closed closer to this low, it ran the low, then it's running this high right now. So yeah, price is just whipsawing right now. But I do favor the downside, because the weekly candle stick is saying that it wants to go lower to the downside and possibly reach for this daily fair value gap as well. So yeah, the euro pound, I'm looking for bearish price action. So I'd say wait for midnight. So that candle close was just the 10, sorry, it's 10 o'clock in the UK right now. So, but Eastern Standard Time is the 5 o'clock close. So yeah, just wait for midnight. It's the actual midnight Eastern Standard Time close, and then we'll probably get a run of Monday's high, and then we get the move lower to the downside. So yeah, I'm looking to trade. So if the dollar's looking to move higher, and the euro pound, the euro is weaker than the pound, so we're expecting the euro to move lower, then I would look to trade the euro to the downside, because the dollar's going higher, if that makes sense. So if we start on the weekly for the euro dollar, so on the flip side of the dollar, the euro closed, the previous week closed close to the low, so you'd expect the low to get run. It's closed further away from the high, so I'm not paying any attention to this high. I want price to run this low. So if we look on the daily, price action is very shit right now. So yeah, man, you just gotta be cautious. I feel like it's shit right now. It's just waiting for CPI. CPI is such a major news release that it could literally go either way. So yeah, central banks could look to manually intervene and just reprice the market to any level right now. So yeah, but I do favor the downside. I am looking for price to move lower on the euro. So yeah, on the daily now, the 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time candle closed pretty close to the high, so we could get a run of that high. So we could get a run of that high to the upside before moving lower. So if I do something like this, to run that candle's high and then move lower to the downside, and yeah, if you just see it on the lower time frames, so yeah, upon Tuesday's open, we could just get a run of Monday's consolidation and then move to the downside to target where we want to target. So if I draw it properly on the hourly, so if the market closes like this, so how this candle's closing, so this candle represents midnight to midnight. So if this candle closes like that, so the close to this high, then on Tuesday we could see a sweep of that high into this 4-hour order block, and then we could just get a move to the downside to target where we want to target. Or because CPI is on the Wednesday, price could just accumulate through Tuesday. Could just get accumulation through Tuesday. Then we get the move to the upside. So with the CPI news release, it could send price higher to just manipulate all the orders that's accumulated Monday through Tuesday, and then we can get our moves to the downside to target the areas we want to target. But yeah, man, that's all I have. That's all I have on the cards for now. I'm not really looking at anything else. I'm just looking to trade the euro for tomorrow and possibly Wednesday. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. And yeah, have a nice evening, man. Trade safe.